it's me Luchi. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be filming my tips for how to care for your natural hair in the winter because this weather doesn't like us, okay? Winter hates natural hair. I'm just gonna put it out there for them people who wanna know because winter doesn't like us, okay? Winter no like us. Winter does not like us natural hair girls, okay? So I'm just gonna give you guys my tips for how I care for my natural hair. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, please hit that subscribe button. Also follow me on social media if you're not following me already. I have Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. Without much more rambling, let's jump into this video, okay? Last time I did a video like this, you guys really enjoyed that video. That video has like over 1 million views right now, and I'm so happy because every day I get comments on that video of how that video was so useful and that was so helpful, and that's because everything I shared in that video, those are tips that I actually used to grow my hair. Actually, why I went natural in the first place was because I left my hair exposed in the winter and I didn't know much about winters. That was when I was new to this country. I was just coming in here from Nigeria. I didn't know anything about how to care for your hair. So then my hair was actually relaxed and I left it exposed in the winter and my hair was so damaged and I just had to shave everything off, and that was kind of how I did my big chop. But then after that I did another big chop. So you really have to care for your hair in the winter, otherwise you just might have to chop it off, like seriously. So I'm gonna be sharing with you guys how you can avoid any of that crap because I went through it and I know how to care for my hair now in the winter. Also, I live in a very cold climate. Like I live in Fargo, North Dakota, and just 2 days ago it was -22. -22. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it was so freezing cold. Like, in the winters here it gets super cold and you really have to protect your natural hair, otherwise you're gonna be left with nothing by the time summer comes, okay? So if you see me looking down, it's because I have this note here. Like, I literally wrote down everything I'm gonna be sharing with you guys so that I can be very efficient with my time. Okay, my number one tip for how to care for your hair in the winter is you have to moisturize your hair. Winter dries out your hair so much. When my hair damaged from the winter, I was actually relaxed then, and that was like 5 years ago. So regardless of whether you're natural or you're supernatural, okay, regardless of whether you're natural or relaxed, like, you have to definitely moisturize your hair in the winter because winter just dries out your hair, okay? So definitely moisturize. You can use the lock method, so that's the liquid, oil and cream method. So, you know, first spray your hair with water, then after that you can put in like olive oil or any type of like liquidy oil, and then after that you can use like a natural hair butter and just massage your hair, seal it, massage everything together and just keep your hair really moisturized. Moisturizing your hair creates a barrier between your hair and the environment, so it just really protects your strands and it makes it really healthy. So definitely moisturize your hair. Do not take that step for granted. And during the winter I like to use heavy oils, so I have this shea butter mix that I use. I have a video on it, so I use that a lot in the winter. You know, I definitely use my shea butter cream because I find that that shea butter mix is very thick, so it lasts longer than using just coconut oil or using like a really thin oil. So definitely use a heavy oil or like a butter. Use like a butter type of thing on your hair. So number two, to ensure that your hair is really healthy during the winter, you have to reduce the amount of times you shampoo your hair. For example, I've had a protective style on and off since the beginning of fall. For me, I start caring for my hair in the fall. Like, I start going heavy in the fall before winter even comes. So I already had a bunch of protective styles in. If you've been watching my video, you've definitely seen that. I only wash my hair like maybe once a month. Anytime I take down the protective style, then I wash it, I deep condition, I do all that jazz. So that's pretty much how I do it. I try not to wash my hair every week or like every other week. You don't really want to do that in the winter because your hair needs moisture, and you washing it all the time is just gonna strip away the moisture from your hair. If you do decide to wash your hair regularly, then definitely use a sulfate-free shampoo. This is something I don't really care much about, but I'm just gonna let you guys know in case you want to do it. But because I don't wash my hair that often, when I do wash my hair, I like to use a sulfate shampoo. It's not like I like to use, I just don't care if the shampoo I'm using it has sulfate in it or not, because I don't wash my hair regularly, and every time I wash my hair, or even regardless of whether I wash my hair or not, I always moisturize my hair heavily. So it doesn't really matter to me. But if you're someone who is always in a rush or always in a hurry and you don't, have time to really moisturize your hair, definitely use a shampoo that has no sulfate in it. So another thing you could do is pre-poo your hair before shampooing, and that's when you use the oils. Apply oils to your hair before you actually shampoo. When you pre-poo your hair, when you're done shampooing, it doesn't feel as dry as it would without pre-pooing. But personally, I don't go by every single step, but in case you guys want to do it, it's definitely good for your hair. But me, I moisturize as soon as I'm done shampooing my hair, so I like to eliminate a lot of steps because I don't have time to be doing every single thing possible to make my hair healthy. But I try to do the most important things, or at least the things I consider most important. So okay, so if you're gonna do away with shampooing, my third tip for you is to co-wash your hair. If you can, definitely co-wash your hair more than you shampoo it. Co-washing is really good because your hair needs a lot of conditioner in the winter. Your hair dries out a lot, and conditioner is going to help preserve your hair. It's going to make it softer, make it easier to manage, and just it retains a lot of your natural moisturizers and natural oils, even though we don't really have much as black girls. Just the little we have, co-washing helps preserve it rather than wasting it like you would with shampooing. So definitely co-wash your hair more than you shampoo. And along with co-washing goes deep conditioning. So personally, every time I take down my weave, every time I shampoo my hair, which is usually about once a month, I would usually deep condition my hair. So I have a video showing you how I do that. I actually filmed another video recently. Number 4, you want to dry your hair before leaving the house. I am so guilty of this. Like, let me tell you guys what I used to do, especially when I just went natural. I would wash my hair. I used to wash my hair literally every day when my hair was still kind of short, I would wash my hair, and it was in the winter. I would apply coconut oil to my hair, and I would leave the house with my hair still wet. And why I used to leave my hair wet was because that was the only way I could actually comb out my hair. If my hair was dry, I couldn't comb it out. I used to wash my hair every day just so I could comb it out. And then I would just leave the water on my hair because I was like, well, I'm moisturizing my hair, so it's okay, just leave it because I'm moisturizing my hair. Girl, I would step out of the house with that coconut oil on my hair, and as soon as I got out of the house, like, I'll be walking in school and I'll feel my hair, and my hair felt as hard as a rock. And I honestly don't even know what it looked like, but I can only imagine that my hair looked frozen. Like, I can definitely imagine that it looked frosted, because imagine having coconut oil and I live in a place that is really, really cold in the winter. Like, it literally goes like negative like 10, 15 in our winter over here in Fargo. So just imagine stepping out like that. My head would feel like I was wearing like this massive Egyptian crown. Like, my head would feel so heavy because it was literally frozen because I left water on my hair and I would go outside. So definitely don't do that. It's not good for your hair. I mean, just imagine like you're using ice water on your hair. Like, it's definitely not good for your hair. It just causes more dryness. It causes your hair to be more brittle. It feels so uncomfortable too. So don't do that. Okay, make sure you dry your hair before stepping out of the house. In order to dry your hair, you could use like a t-shirt, like a, what type of t-shirt is that called? I don't remember the fabric, but just use like one of your polo, like your t-shirts, and just like dry your hair and step out of the house like that. Okay, 5th tip is, although you're supposed to moisturize your hair all the time, also remember to keep your hair moisturized when you're inside, because heat is already bad for our hair. Okay, in the winter when the heaters are always on, your hair is definitely gonna get dry. So what I like to do is I like to grab my spray bottle when I'm just indoors, and I'll just like spray it all over my hair just to make sure that I still have some moisture in my hair, because when you're inside the house, your hair also tends to be dry in the winter because of all that heat. So definitely spray some water on your hair, apply some moisturizers, apply some oils. Just make sure your hair is constantly moisturized even when you're inside the house. Number 6. Okay, number 6 is probably my favorite tip because, I mean, it's my favorite tip. You have to protective style your hair. Like, you have to protect your hair. And the best way to protect your hair is protective styling. Okay, it may not be the best way, but it's really one of my favorite ways. I wear a lot of wigs and weaves. It's winter. No matter how much you condition your hair and do all that stuff, like, it's always best to just keep it protected, so that way you don't have to comb your hair all the time. Because one of the benefits of protective styling is it just keeps you from manipulating your hair as often as you usually would. The winter is already damaging to our hair because of the excessive dryness. You don't want to be manipulating your hair all the time, because to be honest, every time you do a wash and go, every time you have to detangle your hair, every time you have to do twist outs, you're manipulating your hair, and that way your hair is gonna be shedding. It's like with every little hairstyle you try to do, your hair is gonna shed. If you minimize the amount of time you actually leave your hair exposed, that means you're gonna be combing your hair less, and that way you're gonna be able to retain your length even more and retain like your fullness and your thickness and everything. So definitely make use of protective styling during the winter. If you don't do protective styling at all, winter is the time to really do it, okay? If you don't like wearing wigs or weaves, you can also, like, you know, twist your hair and just keep it in for like maybe 3 weeks to a month. Like, you don't have to add extensions if that's not your thing. You can definitely just braid your hair and keep it in cornrows and just do whatever you have to do so you don't have to manipulate your hair often. And then the other benefit about protective styling is it protects your ends, and in the winter our ends are the most susceptible to damage. My 7th tip is to avoid wool hats, because wool tends to pull on your hair. So if you have like a neat type of winter, just be really careful, because those tend to pull on your edges because they just like really snag and they just tend to pull out your hair. So just try to do like a turban with like a satin scarf. Like, if you're really concerned with, you know, leaving your hair exposed, definitely look into using satin scarves. Or so I would advise that you pay close attention to the type of winter hats you're wearing, just to make sure you're wearing something that doesn't pull on your edges or your hair in general. My 8th tip is to trim your ends. You definitely want to trim your ends because it promotes hair growth. I'm totally guilty of this. I haven't trimmed my ends since the summer, but I'm definitely gonna trim it this week for sure. Whenever you don't trim your ends, if you have split ends, they just keep traveling up and up and up and up and up, and next thing you know, it's affecting the whole of your hair. So for you to keep your hair thick, definitely get your hair trimmed, okay? My last 2 tips are about eating and hydration. My number 9th tip is to definitely drink a lot of water. Early this winter, I found that I wasn't drinking as much water as I was drinking in the summer, and as soon as I realized that, I started making a very conscious effort to drink a lot of water. So definitely stay hydrated in the winter, because sometimes we forget to drink water in the winter because it's so cold and you're not as thirsty as you would be in the summer when it's so hot and humid. So, but definitely stay hydrated, because once your body is ripe, your hair is definitely gonna grow. And my 10th tip is to eat healthy, eat fruits. I have a few examples here. Eat some almonds, avocados, sunflower seeds, sweet potatoes. Those foods I just mentioned are known to grow hair. Personally, eat a lot of fruits. I love fruits. Fruits are my thing. Make sure to keep healthy, like eat right, and your hair is gonna grow. So I hope you found this video helpful. So definitely give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe to this channel if you like my content, and if you want to help me get to 50k, because that's the goal and we're getting there regardless of anything. Okay, I'm definitely hyper now. So definitely follow me on my social media accounts and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys in my other videos. Bye bye.